Welcome to Oklahoma Music Legends Podcast. I'm your host, Tommy Henshaw. Elvin Bishop became the fifth Tulsa, Oklahoma Will Rogers High School graduate to become a music legend. But unlike the four who came before him, his music muse took him into a different direction. Elvin Bishop became a blues man of some renown. Stand by for the story. Elvin Bishop was born in Glendale, California in 1942, where his father was stationed in the service. After his father's service time was up, the family moved onto a farm near Elliott, Iowa. In 1952, Oklahoma was suffering through another drought. His father took a load of hay to sell in Oklahoma. While there, he took advantage of this trip and went on into Tulsa, where he filled out an application with Douglas Aviation, where he got a job. So at 10 years old, Elvin found himself traveling with his family for a new start in Tulsa. Elvin attended Ross Elementary, Bell Junior High School, and then on to the famed Will Rogers High School. He said once in an interview, as a child he would hear Johnny Lee Wills and his boys every morning on the radio as he ate his cereal. He said the country music influence was free in Oklahoma. While he listened to country swing sounds of the times, he found himself drifting off into another room where he would listen to the blues men of the day, like Lightning Hopkins, John Lee Hooker, and Howlin' Wolf, which he could pick up on an AM radio station from Nashville, Shreveport, and Mexico, sometimes at night. He felt the blues sound was calling his name. Elvin decided to give playing a guitar a try. He said in another interview he didn't have much money, so he went into a pawn shop where he found and bought a cheap guitar. He said the strings were inches above the fretboard, and when he tried playing his guitar for a while, it hurt his fingers. He had no one in his family or knew anyone who was musically inclined and could help him, so he put his guitar down and just gave up. That is until, at a school dance, he noticed all the girls were hanging around the guitar players. It was that revelation which inspired Elvin, giving him the motivation to go back and give that old guitar another try. Now that's really honest motivation. Now while at Will Rogers, Elvin earned a National Merit Scholarship, which would allow him to attend school wherever in the country he chose to go. He decided upon the University of Chicago, where he majored in physics. Now, being in Chicago would allow him to be closer to the blues guitar players he admired and the blues sound of the day, like Muddy Waters, Little Walter, and Howlin' Wolf, who were regulars in the Chicago club music scene. While at school in Chicago, he became a guitar learning sponge, taking advantage of anything he could learn from the players he could get some time with, like Smokey Smothers, Sammy Lawhorn, Otis Rush, and Luther Tucker. All of these players took Elvin Bishop under their wing, teaching him an awful lot about playing the guitar. With these accomplished teachers and his work ethic, over time, Elvin became an accomplished guitar player. In 1963, Elvin met harmonica player Paul Butterfield, soon afterward joining Paul Butterfield's band as a guitar player, giving up on school, and he would remain with the band for 5 years. During this time, he met blues guitarist Louis Myers at a show. Elvin persuaded Myers to trade his Gibson ES-345 for his Fender Telecaster. Elvin liked that Gibson so much, he never gave it back, still playing it today. Like Willie Nelson, who named his guitar Trigger, Bishop named his guitar Red Dog, a name he got from an Allman Brothers band roadie. In 1968, he struck out on his own, forming the Elvin Bishop Group. He performed on many albums for artists, sat in at the Fillmore West, doing a couple of numbers with the Grateful Dead. In '71, he was co-billed on shows with the Allman Brothers Band. He may be most known for his songs Fishin', Struttin' My Stuff, and his most successful song released in 1976, Fooled Around and Fell in Love, which charted at number 3 in the U.S. and at number 34 in the U.K. charts. Elvin felt like his limitations as a singer helped him to become a better songwriter. Over the years, Elvin has either shared a stage or recorded and played with the very best blues artists in the country. Here's an example. He played on a couple of tracks on Bo Diddley's 20th anniversary of rock and roll album in 1995. Also, in 1995, he toured with B.B. King himself. To date, Elvin Bishop has recorded 20 studio albums, 3 compilation albums, and 6 live albums, for a total of 29 recording efforts. Several have been nominated for Grammys. Country superstar Charlie Daniels, in his song "The South's Gonna Rise Again," mentions Elvin in the line, "Elvin Bishop sitting on a bale of hay. He ain't good looking, but he sure can play." Not to be outdone, Molly Hatchet, a southern hard rock band from Jacksonville, also reference him in their song "Gator Country," with the line, "Elvin Bishop out strutting his stuff with Little Miss Slick Titty Boom. I'm going back to the Gator Country and get me some elbow room." Elvin is a member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as an original member of the Paul Butterfield Blues Band. He is also a member of the Oklahoma Jazz Hall of Fame. In 2014, Elvin was inducted into the Oklahoma Music Hall of Fame, along with J.J. Cale, Jim Keltner, Chuck Blackwell, Lowell Fulson, and John Fulbright. You've been listening to Oklahoma Music Legends. Tell your friends they can find us on Spotify, iTunes, Buzzsprout, Stitcher, and on Google Music Play. Also on our website, oklahomamusiclegends.com. Click on the podcast page link, and you can see and choose from any of our podcasts. Please like our Oklahoma Music Legends Facebook page. For Oklahoma Music Legends, I'm your host, Tommy Henshaw. Thanks for listening.